You know that feeling that you get when you know what's gonna happen, but it's like you're waiting on everything. You're waiting on time to catch up to what it is that you know is gonna happen, right? And typically, I don't really do these things because these are all external, um, sort of, things. Like, you know what I mean? Sports, right? Like, it's not something that we have, actual control of. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna tell you this, right? With the team that Arsenal are building right now, with the depth that Arsenal have right now, with the players that are coming in, your Eberici, Ez, right? The Gyökeres, right? That we are, he's played a few games already, right? The Zubamendi's, right? And sure, Bukayo Saka and Odegaard, they're gonna be sidelined. And also Kai Havertz, right? They're gonna be sidelined for a little bit, right? So those are three really massive, big players that Arsenal are gonna be missing, right? Especially Bukayo Saka, right? Odegaard, he hasn't been in the best of form recently, right? He got to get back to the lab and work on his craft, right? Because I'd hate to see the game, you know, move past him. But even people like even Kai Havertz is very underrated for me. I think he's a very underrated player. Um, but yeah, especially somebody like Bukayo Saka, is a very pivotal, very important player, and of course, again, the captain. But who is Odegaard? But I'm gonna tell you something, man. When what I see what Arsenal are building right now, especially what I mean, even in terms of the grassroots level, like the youth, right? We think of you think of Yeri and what he's been doing. When you think of Lewis Skelly, when you think of Max Dowman, right? Think of how great those three players are, right? I think only one of them are 18, and maybe Ethan is also 18 as well. I'm not sure, maybe 17, 18, but and then Max Dowman is 15. But think about that. Think about how young these dudes are. Think about how talented and experienced these kids are, right? For depth, right? You're bringing in your youth into the squad right now. Y'all, like when you're bringing in your youth right now, you're thinking to yourself, you got to develop them. Oh, they haven't had enough game time. They don't have any experience. When you think about the youth in the Arsenal team, they have experience. Max Dowman has played a Premier League game right now, right? How you doing, Valeria Villalba? I love that name. Valeria, I'm gonna try to say it. Valeria Villalba. It's a beautiful, beautiful name. Beautiful name. But yeah, for me, it's like I don't know. It's like for me, especially with all right. So the players that are coming in as well, right? And then we talk about the depth, we talk about the youth, right? Right? Even the young vendors, your mascaras. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the players that we have, not players that we've been linked to right now, as of right now. I'm talking about the players that we have at Arsenal right now, right? Your mascaras, right? All right, and here's the other thing, right? Here's another thing that I'm gonna give you right now. Urian Timber could play in any position on that field. Urian Timber could play goalkeeper. If Urian Timber wanted to, Urian Timber could be a linesman. Timber could be a referee. Timber could be a striker. He could be a goalkeeper. He could be a defender. He could be a midfielder. Urian Timber, if you place him in any, and that's how special this guy is as a player. If you place him in any position, he will excel. He will excel. You know what I mean? That's one thing I'm gonna tell you about Urian Timber, right? William Saliba. Need I say more? You already know. And I'm just going off. I don't even want to just go off names and just name people name by name, but I'm already telling you guys why Arsenal is going to win the league this season because the foundation is strong. Because Ed has the strongest foundation right now in terms of the squad and the league. The player that just came in is Arsenal through and through, and I'm talking about Eberici Eze. It's Arsenal through and through right there. Hale End graduate as well. Well, not necessarily graduate, but Hale End attendee. You understand what I'm saying? Didn't necessarily graduate from Hale End, but at the end of the day, he wanted to make his way back home. And it's just written in the stars, man. It's just written in the stars that Eberiche Eze comes home, right? Helps Arsenal to lift that title first season. And maybe even several other titles as well. I don't put it past him, but this is the season, man. I appreciate it, Dante. What are you talking about? Pause, though. Pause what? Move out of your parents' home and live independently. I don't live in my parents' home. You know what I mean? But if you must know, I do take care of my granny. And if my granny needs help, then guess who's there to help him? Help her. You know what I mean? Pizza dough okay. I'm not gonna say that. Yo, that's crazy, bro. Don't do that. Don't come in here with that. Fire up on that. I don't know what you want right now, bro. Fire up on that. Relic 187. Fire up on that, brother. Yeah, talk about brother. No man, clean up the argument, the by G. Clean it up. Oh, sorry, broski. Haha. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what you want right now, bro. Yeah, man, but it's a beautiful day regardless, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I think Arsenal, I definitely do believe that Arsenal for sure has everything that it takes right now to win the league, right? And I just spoke about mainly about defenders and the youth players. I ain't talk about Gorkaris, right? I spoke about Eze a little bit, but and how it's written in the stars and everything like that. When I'm talking about depth, the only position right now where it's like, but even then, Mourinho could still step in and do a job, right? If needed, if needs be. The only position where it's like take a swim is the striker's position. But every other position is depth. Goalkeeper, every other position is depth, and this is what was missing last season. And for me, I don't think there's a coach in the league that's better than Arteta. And tactically, right? Because in terms of players like Bukayo Saka like he, it's his strategy. You know what I mean? Not to say that Saka didn't put in the work, because of course Saka, of course he's going to take the credit because he's the player. He's the one that has to do these things, right? But the way how the two of them work together, you understand what I'm saying? Put it that way, yeah. Because the way how both of them work together and how Saka, we didn't expect the first season Arsenal finished second. We didn't expect that with that team. I mean, me personally, I always expect Arsenal to do well, but it's like in your mind, right? It's not like, oh, okay, that's in my mind. You don't actually, you understand what I'm saying? You didn't actually expect them to do that well that season. You know what I mean? And a lot of it comes down to Mikel Arteta, him, his coaching staff. You know what I mean? The set piece coach, right? You know, the teamwork that's making the dream work, and then bringing in good energy and good spirit with people like Eberici Eze. You understand what I'm saying? These are the spiritual forces that you need to lift anything over the line. You know what I mean? We're not just talking about the player's physical attributes, right? We talking about the fact that he all he wants to do is this. We talking about the fact that this is just it's written in the stars that this is how he was meant to experience this life, so to speak. It's just written in the stars, man. You know what I mean? And I don't get on here. I don't normally make these predictions and this, that, and the third, right? But with the way how everything is lined up, you understand what I'm saying? That's the way how I see it. That's the way how I see it. I don't see it any other way. Relic said, "Where you from? East Coast, brother." Well, Jamaica, Jamaica. But New York as well. You know, bro. Long time no see. I think you don't remember me. I definitely remember that name, but I do know. But I do. How are you, bro? I'm doing good, man. It's been a while though. It has been a while. You're my friend in Russia. Big up yourself, man. There was a point in time where I was like, yo, is this guy actual person, or is this like what exactly is this? But big up yourself, man. You know what I mean? Never met him, but he has been supporting the channel. Big up to you, man. Shout out to you, bro. Where are you from? Read that one. You should call a pizza place and ask them to ask the manager if they have. Yeah, see, that didn't. Nah, somebody tried that one already. It didn't work. Somebody tried that one already. It didn't work. You know? Yeah, somebody tried that one already. It didn't work. But thank you so much, Kevin O'Leary. Um, Obviously not the real Kevin O'Leary. He's from Shark Tank. I hope not. I hope not. I would assume not because you know. But yeah, that's the way how I see it, man. I see Arsenal winning. I'm not gonna see how second, third, fourth. I don't. You know what I mean? That's neither here nor there. But and then here's the thing, though. With this transfer window, is another thing that people need to understand with this transfer window. This transfer window is going to show you that. We put it this way: the window's not done yet. Just put it that way. The transfer window is not done yet, and expect something big to happen in the transfer window. Expect something big to happen in the transfer window. Not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be something from Arsenal, right? Doesn't necessarily be something from Arsenal. Something will happen from Arsenal as well. There'll be some outgoings. There'll be some incomings, but expect something big to happen within the next few days as well, right? And it's going to be in reaction to what the team that Arsenal are building right now. A lot of people are devastatingly afraid, frightened right now with what it is that's happening at Arsenal. They look and they see depth. You give Arteta depth. Oh my God. Long may it continue. You give Arteta tools and depth. You give that tactical mastermind tools and depth to get it over the line. Come on, man. Ain't no stopping that, brother. Ain't no stopping that. There's no stopping that, man. I'm telling you right now, bro. You know what I mean? You have to come correct, bro. You have to come correct. I don't know about second. A lot of people are saying Liverpool. I don't see it that way. I don't see it. I don't see it clear cut 1-2 between Arsenal and Liverpool. I think Arne Slot did well in his first season. I do. I think you did. But I think there's a few things that you gotta consider. There's a few things you gotta consider. You gotta consider that a lot of times when people win it, they've been there, done that, right? And it becomes even more difficult. That's why what Manchester City did was so impressive with Pep Guardiola doing a four-peat, three-peat, four-peat, whatever it was, right? That's what was so impressive about it because after you do it the first time, the second time you're not as motivated because you done did it already, right? But with them, they were able to kind of keep that momentum going 2, 3 seasons, 4 seasons. You understand what I'm saying? Do a treble, right? All within the midst of all of that, right? Because Pep was able to keep that hunger within that team. And I expect a lot more of that when it comes to I feel like that's gonna happen with Arsenal. I feel like once Mikel Arteta starts winning, I think it's gonna be there's gonna be a lot more, right? And I don't just mean FA Cup because that was more one of those things as a cup competition and this, that, other. I'm talking about the real thing, which is the Prem, right? And a lot of people say Champions League, this, that, and the third, which is cool. You get a lot of money for Champions League, all of that sort of stuff, right? But the creme de la creme, the bread and the butter, the league that you in, understand what I'm saying? And I feel like what Arteta is building is built for that and other competitions as well. But I feel like my only reservation is in the first season with the squad that he has, with all the power that he has. He could go to the Champions League final and maybe win it. But what I do see maybe happening is he doesn't necessarily know how to rotate the squad in order to win all the trophies. And I could be wrong because a part of me deep down believes that he could win every single competition that he's in for this season. Because if you play the youth, that's a great team. If you play the bench, that's a great team. If you play if you play the starters, that's a world class team, right? World class players, Bukayo Saka, world class players, William Saliba, world class players, Urian Timber for sure. David Raya, people that have done it on a big stage, Gyökeres, Declan Rice, world class. Come on, man. Calafiori on his way to being world class. Him and Gyökeres, Zubamendi, world class, done it at the top. You understand what I'm saying? Won everything. not World Cup, but or Champions League, yeah, or the league. But international level, you know what I mean? With Spain, he's done wonders, winning the Euros and such. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. I like it, man. I like it. Even Madueke, I ain't shout out Madueke. Shout out Madueke, man. I don't know why that brother getting so much hate from y'all, man. Y'all start hating on that brother, man. Big shout outs to Madueke, man. I want to see Madueke be successful. Once you anybody put on that shirt, I don't like. I don't understand why people try to treat people like that, bro. Like somebody putting on a shirt representing your team, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Give them an opportunity to prove themselves. You know what I mean? At the very least, you know. That's the way how I see it anyway. Obviously, people see it in different ways, but that's the way how I see it. You know, it's the way how I see it. But yeah, I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing. And here's another thing as well, man. A lot of people keep mentioning, yeah, Arteta spent £1 billion, this, that, and the third. Tottenham has spent more money since Arteta's been appointed. Man U has spent more money. All of these people have spent more than $1 billion, except Tottenham. And Arsenal has spent maybe like close to 1 billion, but not quite 1 billion yet. Right? But all these teams have spent more money than Arsenal since Arteta's been. So what are we talking about here? You dig what I'm saying? It's called longevity. It's called not just longevity, but it's also called stability. It's called having somebody in there for a while. You understand what I'm saying? Where you building something where it's like, all right, I'm building something for the long term. Okay, cool. This is how we're gonna do it this year. This is how we're gonna do it next year. Oh, we're seeing progress. All right, cool. Put more investment. But more investment is gonna come more. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you check the trajectory, yes, this team is growing. Yes, the manager is doing everything that he's supposed to be doing. All right, cool. We could pull some more money and invest some more money in what it is that we got going because we all gonna benefit from it. That's the way how they looking at it when they looking at it from a business point of view. It's like, oh, we all gonna benefit from it because once you start making this Premier League money and this Champions League money, you think they don't want money? That's foolish. All of them do. And how do you get money? You win. Secure sponsorships, secure TV rights, you know, stadiums, jersey sales, appearances, you name it. You name it. Preseason tours, you name it. You understand what I'm saying? And these are the things that drive revenue. They drive profit, right? So don't think that these guys don't want to win. They absolutely want to win. They are not content with second place. I'm telling you that right now, bro. The Kroenkes are not content with second place. I'm telling you that right now. So I think when it comes to projects, man, a lot of people don't, you know what I mean? A lot of people are not looking long term. They kind of just short sighted. They want it now, right? You look over across the bridge, you see what's happening at Chelsea. You're like, oh, they getting it now. Everything is now, 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 now with them. Everything, everything is now with them, right? Doesn't work out with this manager, sack. This manager wins the Champions League, sack. This manager doesn't win the Premier League, sack. This manager does win the Premier. Like we've seen it throughout the years with these clubs, but it has yielded them success. And they think that instability, it's like they think that that's the way how things go. And I suppose if that's what was meant to happen at that time, what was meant to happen at that time. But for me, man, I just love the fact that you see that the club is long term. It's like you watch players grow up. Like we watch Bukayo Saka as a man now, bro. We watch Bukayo Saka become a man, brother. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a different level of, it's like a different level of admiration. You understand what I'm saying? Not to put anybody on a pedestal, like we all human beings, but at the same time, it's like, yo, yeah, that's brother. That's you know what I mean? That's little bro. Or you understand what I'm saying? That's such a soul from over there, right? Always come around. You understand what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's like it's a community. It's a community. And for me, And for me, sorry about that. And for me, I feel like that's how you build any sort of foundation, any sort of solid foundation. You know what I mean? You build it that way, not with instability. Because yeah, with Chelsea, we see how it could work short term. We see the success, right? But we also see with Manchester United, we see the flip side of that. You know what I mean? So I like what it is that's being built right here, and it's what we're used to. You know what I mean? It's what I'm used to, right? Because I only been a really in the English Premier. I've only been an Arsenal fan. I've only supported Arsenal. I've only supported this team. So, and I've only known like, all right, boom, Arsene Wenger was the manager at first, right? All right, boom, Arsene Wenger, right? And I was one of those people that supported Arsene Wenger right until the very end, where it was like, all right, bro, it's time for you to go. But it's that stability. You dig what I'm saying? And that's what Arteta brings. That's what Arsenal brings. And you know what I mean? It's not an ordinary club, bro. It's just not. You know what I mean? And, yeah. So yeah, that's what I believe. I think Arsenal's gonna win this year. Anyway, just thought I'd share that. Thank y'all so much. Make sure I hit the like button. Peace.